Hey friends, and welcome back. So in this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and show you how we're going to do a double ombre using only 3 spray paints. So I have yellow, orange, and white as I'm doing a candy corn inspired tumbler. I went ahead and painted this in the evening so that it had overnight to dry. So what I went ahead and did for this second section was I taped off just using the Scotch tape. You can use vinyl, you can use electrical tape, whatever tape your heart desires to make your first set of stripes. So then I wrote down a little cheat sheet on how I could spray paint this to where I would not make a mistake by painting the same color in the same section. If you would find this very helpful, go ahead and screenshot that. That way that you have it so you can plan ahead in the colors that you plan to use. So once you have sprayed your second set of colors, we can now go in and remove the tape. If you are a beginner, I would recommend that you allow this to fully dry and then go in with your first coat of epoxy. I, however, did not epoxy this tumbler. I allowed it to fully dry before moving on to the next step. So once your tumbler is fully dry and or fully cured, we're now ready to move on to the taping of the fine lines. This tape can be found in the description below under my Amazon links under YouTube Essentials. When it comes to taping off the fine lines, you can truly tape it off however your heart desires. I'm choosing to use a little bit of a wider one in the center and then I think this is the 2 millimeter on the outskirts of that line. So essentially I'm going to have 3 lines in every wide stripe. Though this is not a difficult task, it is time consuming. So just take your time striping it off, just making sure you are getting these as straight as possible. So once you have everything taped off, this is how it should look when you're done. So now you'll still see the 2 ombres that you've already initiated from the first 2 sprays. So now I already know, because I wrote it down, that I need to spray paint this orange, white, and yellow. Again, I'm going to be using those already ombre'd lines as my guide. So once taped off and you've spray painted your third set of colors, before peeling these vinyl tapes up right away, allow this to dry for about 10 or 15 minutes. I have a boo-boo that I actually show coming up where I was peeling way too soon, got way too excited to show this reveal, and it kind of pulled up my paint just a little bit, but I don't want that to happen to you guys. So once you've sprayed this for the 3rd time, allow this to dry a little bit, at least 10 or 15 minutes before going in and peeling up this vinyl tape. So here's your little close-up of my boo-boo having peeled the paint by accident, just moving too quickly. So just be careful. So once we've gotten all the lines pulled, we're going to go ahead and set this back on the turner and allow this to fully dry before moving on to the first coat of epoxy. Also, it's very important to make sure you didn't miss any of those stripes. Now, I didn't glitter this tumbler, so I did want to add in the MJ's Magic Mix to give this a little bit of sparkle. And I thought the gold shimmer was perfect for this cup. For this first coat of epoxy, I am going to be using the Fast Set from Counterculture DIY. Once this is fully cured, we can move on to the next step. Once your tumbler is fully cured, it's now time to address this ugly butt in the room. So I'm going to go ahead and use electrical tape and tape this off right where I want to spray paint the bottom orange and really just clean up that bottom end. Once I have this taped off with the electrical tape, I am going to use saran wrap to completely cover the entire tumbler so that I can prevent it from getting oversprayed. Once your bottom has been spray painted, we're going to go ahead and remove the saran wrap as well as the electrical tape and set this off to fully dry before moving on. Now that our bottom is fully dry, I'm going to go ahead and take the 1mm beautiful purple nail tape from AB Designs and nail tape down every single line, being very careful not to miss one. Once you have all of your pinstriping complete, your tumbler is then ready for a coat of epoxy. For this coat of epoxy, I'm going to be using Fast Set from Counterculture DIY. And as always, make sure you use your heat torch to pop any bubbles that you may or may not be able to see. So once your tumblers are fully cured, here's what they should look like. I created this beauty with 4 different colored spray paints a couple of weeks ago. I guess you could call it my tester tumbler. I absolutely fell in love with it. This is only got 1 ombre in the center, so that's when I decided to step it up a notch and do 3 spray paints, giving you 2 ombre sections on the tumbler. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I've had fun creating it for you. If so, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel for more tutorials coming soon.